Have you ever heard of that?
No, I haven't. Cook down right away.
Now here I am actually buying it. Alright, I'm buying a new loader and I've only basically sight unseen. So the story was I took a peek at this loader 6 months ago, and as a joke I said I was going to buy it, and now here I am actually buying it. Here he comes.
Regular bucket attachment, just a skid plate on it?
Skid, yeah, runs off the same stuff as a skid loader. So all the same attachments, so every one of our skid loader attachments will fit right on it. There he is.
Look at his binders. The front row, the nice binders.
Oh, you like these binders better?
You like those, yeah.
Why do you like those binders better?
Boys.
Corey, how are you, buddy?
Good, how are you?
Good. How was your trip?
Alex, nice to meet you.
Boring.
Corey, Alex.
Nice to meet you, Alex.
Corey. You're right, this does look pretty big on the trailer.
It does look pretty big on a trailer.
You want to give us the walk around on it, Corey?
Yeah, absolutely. So this is a Kubota R530. It's since gotten replaced with the R540, which would be the new model. We saw that update in the 630 as well as now a 640. There's some things that I like about the new cab design, but there's things that I actually prefer on this one. So a loader, kind of like a dozer, things like that, instead of that left pedal being a brake, that's going to be called a creeper clutch. So yes, does it slow you down and stop you? It does. However, like when we're working it in the snow, when we're trying to utilize our hydraulics for lifting and things like that,
Yep.
we're going to be able to utilize our foot on that lever, on that creeper clutch, increase our throttle to be able to get those responses faster. Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Outside of that's going to be the same on both models, but what you'll notice here, the new 640, they actually took that out, which clears up that view. But by doing that, we eliminated some of the controls that are now on this machine. For one, this one has a hand throttle. So same thing if we are, of course I can't do it unless I'm in there, but if you push that button stand, you should be able to pull up like a choke.
I'm holding and pulling.
There it goes.
Okay.
And then you can release it off. So same thing in that like snow scenario. If you're going to be a guy that's going to love running that creeper clutch, run the creeper clutch, throttle her up. You know what I'm saying? Because all that's going to do then is just slow you down.
Okay. All right. This is going to be the first test run of this machine. So, all right, let me explain that creeper clutch in a little better detail. What that creeper clutch does is it allows you to slow down the machine without slowing down the engine RPM. The reason why you want to keep your engine RPM up is because that helps keep all of your hydraulics working at their absolute peak performance. Now in the SDLG, if I wanted to do the exact same thing, I've got a little bit more of a complicated process that I have to go through. So if I want to come to a stop, but I want all of my engine and my hydraulics to be working at its proper engine, at the optimum RPM, what I have to do is I have to pop the machine in neutral. Then I have to manually, big deal, put my foot on the throttle while I operate the hydraulics. Now I'm not in gear at this point. And then when I'm ready to activate the machine again, then I have to put it in gear, drop the RPM down to put it in gear, and then I can re-engage the machine. With this clutch, it does all of that automatically. I don't have to do anything. And doing that isn't a big deal, but it's not a big deal if you grew up running old style farm tractors. It is a big deal if you're used to running newer kind of equipment. So that's what this is. This is just the same thing we used to do back on the farm, but without all the extra steps. Hey, you know he put 200 pounds of windshield washer fluid in each tire?
Windshield washer fluid?
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of that?
No, I haven't.
So it's usually you've heard of fluid filling tires before.
I heard of like foam or something like that.
Okay,
yeah.
so fluid filling tires. Filling is a lot like so like where you see it a lot is in the farm industry. Not so much anymore now that tractors are starting to get faster over time. But you still see it a lot in like a residential person who's, you know, putting a loader on a tractor. They don't have any ballast weight, so we're trying to add weight to that tractor, and we're able to put, you know, fluid into those tires. But obviously you need fluid that's not going to freeze on you either, otherwise you're going to be driving around in a rock. Yeah, so you'll never notice it. It's just one of those things that
until you change your tire.
Yeah, there's fluid in it.
Yeah.
How do we fill these tires up if they get low?
Just put air in them.
Air? Okay.
Yep.
Just make sure that the
Yeah. Don't check them when don't check them when those are down. Check them when they're up.
I'm gonna guess there's got.
That's a good thing you told me that.
I mean, if there's 200 pounds of windshield washer fluid in each tire, that's got to have windshield washer fluid up to there.
Yeah. I mean, weight's usually the name of the game. You can usually get by with lesser horsepower if you got more weight.
Yeah.
It's about traction.
Correct.
So that's why when I was a little nervous about buying this because I'd never seen
Yep.
it. I mean, I looked at it and jokingly said, I'll buy this machine from you.
Yep.
But to me, Corey, it had nothing to do with horsepower. So the fact that it's 54 horsepower didn't bother me in any way, shape, or form. It's, are these tires going to grab enough to help me push the pile to the end of the row?
The hard part has always been for me in the used market is what are you getting, right? So we spend money on a machine like this. What are we getting for our money? Did we get a machine that's absolutely toasted out, you know, or did we get a hidden gem? Now, like this particular machine, I feel confident with because it's been in our fleet the whole entire time, and I know how people feel about it's a rental. Treat it like a rental. I think you and I talked about that one of the first times.
Yep.
But realistically, this machine's been serviced its whole entire life because we have a service shop. Because we have a service shop that's going to service it for its entire life. Let's just say this was Alex's machine for the first 500 hours, and he skipped through the first 3 services and sold it to Stan, and it's junk. You know, maybe it's got a valve knock or something going on weird with it, some sort of a miss. And
we're laughing because you're legitimately describing our cat skid loader right now. It just came back from the shop. What do we have done to it? We had $6,500 worth of work done to it.
They did the head gasket and they had to resurface the head also.
Yeah, and that doesn't have 1,000 hours on it, Corey.
1,200.
It has 1,200 now. It had 900 and something when I bought it. So we put 300 hours on it, and we've already
had to throw $6,500.
And had to throw $6,500 in because the guy that we bought it from did nothing to it.
He put it through the ringer, man.
Dude, that dude just destroyed the machine. With the empty weight of this loader coming in right around 10,000 pounds, those fluid-filled tires do add another 800 additional pounds. But that still allows me to easily pull this loader around using my 3/4 ton pickup truck and my skid steer trailer. When I got the loader, she was about as dirty as a $2 hooker, so I wanted to knock some of the filth off from her before I started to run it myself. Sounds a little rough at idle, doesn't it? I wonder if it's just because it's -8 degrees today. My plan is to clean it up and then do a road test. Yeah, why would you clean it up before driving down the road? Well, because I just don't like wallowing in somebody else's mess. But I also wanted to see how well this handles going down the road. Does it have a good cadence? Does it get out of rhythm? How fast does it go? You can tell a lot by a loader just by how well it drives down the road at top speed. Gear, and this has 2 speeds. Turtle and rabbit. Top gear's not as fast as I was hoping it would be, so its road speed isn't quite as good as I thought. I do notice that the power in top gear is better than the power I have available in the sledge in top gear. Good heaters in here, holy buckets. She'll cook you out right away. 1, 2, 3. Hydraulics don't change, engine RPM doesn't change. So I'm still getting the full functionality of my hydraulics at peak performance. And but my machine has come to a stop. That's the creeper pedal. So if you want, you can grab one of the bigger pusher blades, and we'll put one of the pusher blades on this and get it connected and see how she pushes some of that snow in that lot. What do you think?
Yep, that sounds good.
All right, first test run. Let's give it a go. We haven't plowed this lot once this year, have we?
No.
Tires might need to be sniped on it.
I agree.
Yep.
I agree. I think if you sipe them tires, because I don't think the sledge would have done any better without its siped tires.
No, I don't think so either. This stuff's kind of hard packed too.
Dude, this has never been plowed. This is ice.
Yeah.
We're basically busting through hard pack ice right now.
Yep.
All right, I'm gonna give it another
All
go.
right. Works pretty damn good.
Boy, I'd say I think if we sipe these tires,
Probably be great.
let's see how big it is compared to the sledge. Let's put them back, pass action. All right, you guys, well that's our video for today. We are going to sipe the tires on this. One of you guys called me up and asked how effective are siping the tires, and what would you say it is?
Oh, awesome. Night and day difference.
Absolutely.
Yep.
From when we did that, we don't need snow tires. We've had zero issues with that spinning this year. And the kit I got was $400 on Amazon, and it's an electric heat kit. So you'll see that coming up. There is a whole video on how we did that one, and we'll have a whole nother video on siping tracks, because we're going to do those tracks next. All right guys, we'll catch you guys on another one. Hit that subscribe button and we'll talk to you guys later.